What's going on? So, about 4 days ago, right, I saw a post on Facebook and it said the neighborhood, the street directly behind my parents' house, there was an entire family unalive. I'm talking about the grandmother, her daughter, her daughter's daughter, which was a grandchild, and the grandbaby. Like, and an entire family was just wiped out. Wiped out. And this was like 4 days ago. And the craziest thing about this story is that, yo, it's gained no traction. I can't find details about this thing anywhere. It didn't even make the news. Like four people taken out at one time, including a baby. That little girl couldn't have been any more than maybe one. And an entire family just taken out. And it didn't even make the news. That's the that's what we are today. That's what we are, where an entire family can be wiped from existence, and it didn't even make the news. Now I think I saw maybe yesterday, day before yesterday, that they did catch the dude, but again, no details. Like you literally have to be an internet sleuth in order to obtain any information about this case. And I'm just sitting here and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, yo, why isn't this garnering any more attention? Especially locally. I'm not even talking about like nationally, like CNN or anything like that. Excuse me. But locally, this didn't gain any traction. And and I just thought to myself, I'm like, yo, this is what we are. This is what we are, to where is people are leaving here left and right, man, and we're so numb to it at this point in time. It's just like the only time a case catches any type of traction is because of sensationalism and because people want to debate and things of that nature online. And that's the only time, or is there's a racial component. It's like that's really the only time that these type of scenarios garner any real attention from the mainstream media. And again, I'm not even talking about mainstream, but on a local level, this story made no news. The only way we even heard about it was a female posted it on Facebook, like, yo, this is my family. And we like, what? And again, I didn't even believe it initially when I saw it, because I'm saying I haven't heard anything. But that's what we are. You know what I'm saying? Like an entire family, including a baby, gone. And it didn't even make the news. And because these are the times that we're living in. And I saw the headlines, and I've seen the videos and things of that nature about the two young men at the track meet, where one unfortunately lost his life. And there's a lot of back and forth about that case online. You know what I mean? And I don't even want to address it from like a racial standpoint. I don't want to make it racial, because what I'm about to say, it doesn't matter about the race or the sex of the individuals involved. It doesn't matter. I've seen like multiple stories. They vary from degree to some degree. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm only going by what I've heard. But at the end of the day, it's just like the one thing that's consistent across the board is that one young man initially put his hands on the other, resulting in that young man doing what he ultimately did. And this is the one aspect that people are seemingly glossing over. It doesn't matter which side of the coin you fall on. It's a tragic situation either way for both families. And but this is something that I've stated a long time now. This is something that I've said and screamed from the rooftops for a long time. Yo, keep your hands to yourself. It's really as simple as that. You know, regardless of how you feel about the situation, regardless if you think it was an overreaction or this, then however you feel, at the end of the day, the lesson to be learned is keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. It's really as simple as that because you can't put your hands on someone, then dictate how they then respond. You don't get a choice in how someone else responds to you putting your hands on them. You know, anything beyond that is speculation. Maybe the young man thought he was about to get jumped, this, that, and third. I'm not here to speculate because I don't know. What I do know is that if you don't put your hands on that young man, and some stories stated that it happened more than once. So he's giving you warning shots. Hey, yo, put your hands on me, you're going to find out. And again, young men being young men, and it's unfortunate that this young man had to lose his life. It really is. But the lesson to be learned in all of this is keep your hands to yourself. You don't know what someone else is going through. You don't know what someone else has been through, what they're currently thinking, their current mental state. You don't know. That's why you have to be mindful. And at the end of the day, had he not put his hands on that young man, things probably would have went completely different. So again, we live in a violent world. We live in a violent country. You know, I'm seeing people talk about, well, why did he even have a knife at the track meet? I mean, yeah, he was wrong. But I mean, we live in a violent country. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like we don't see violence every day. We don't hear about violence every day. I'm not gonna pretend like we don't live in a violent country. Literally, an entire family was just wiped off of the earth 4 days ago, directly behind my parents' house. And we are so numb to the things that occur and go on. It didn't even make the news. And that's the crazy thing about it. Since I've been living in this area, I say in the last 5 years, there have been at least 6 different stories where a child less than like 1 was shot and killed. It happens so regularly. Doesn't even make the news. That's the times that we live in. It's unfortunate. But again, keep your hands to yourself. You can't put your hands on me, then determine and dictate how I respond. Nah, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? There's no rule book to this outside of keep your hands to yourself. If you're going to be out here putting your hands on people, you have to know mentally that at any moment, this can go all the way. Most people not ready for that. So again, it's a tragic situation. And what I'm saying, it's applicable to men, women, black, white. It doesn't matter. Keep your hands to yourself. You know what I'm saying? We live in a violent world. So again, it's best if you be mindful of the such. And again, I don't believe in, sowing seeds of division and picking a white side or a black side. The reality is, if you keep your hands to yourself, you'll live to see another day. It's unfortunate, man, because I hate the situation, but that's the world that we live in, unfortunately. And so just be mindful of how you move, be respectful, and understand that you don't get to dictate after you've assaulted someone. You don't get to dictate the terms after that. So to everybody, involved, Heart goes out because both families are forever changed. And there's no win. There's no win in this situation. There's no win. You know? And it's sad and unfortunate that two young men, testosterone building up in them, and this, that, and the third, and that's where it led to. From all reports, they were both good kids. One made a mistake. And yeah, it's sad. But again, 4 days in, and I still we know the name of the individual that unalived the entire family. No details. Don't know why, how, no motive, like nothing. Nothing. It's almost like it didn't even happen. You know? And it's crazy. But that's what we are in 2025. So be mindful, people. And until the next one.